Yes, students. So we'll start with the new chapter. So all chapter up to chapter number 11, we have finished all your standards and all. So from now onwards, we will see into different type of more I can say specialization. Okay, from now onwards, whatever we are speaking, except chapter number 19, we can say that look, first we spoke about audit and other assurance engagements, what a traditional person would have done. From now onwards, like say chapter number 12, more like a systems audit is the specialization. Chapter 13, your group consolidation audit. That means you can be a specialist in consolidation only. 14, bank audit, NBFC audits. Okay, internal audit. You have got ESG audit. You have got investigation. So all these are all more like a specialization which is emerging now. Okay, so we will understand that from that perspective. Okay, so now digital auditing and assurance. Digital auditing, assurance is more like a systems audit we can talk. So now, how this chapter is organized, let us have that understanding. See, they have given some 8 categories, but let us simplify it. First, we will make one group, okay? We will have only 4 elements. We will say, what is digital audit and what is auditing digitally? We can say this is the basics. Okay, you can make a note. That first part is more like a basics. What is auditing digitally means and how it is different from digital audit. Both are same, sound same, but both are different. How these concepts are different. Second is, once you have understood what is an IT, what is audit, digital audit and all. So now you need to do identify and assess the risk. For this, what do you do? Understand, then identify and cyber security. So these 3 topics we can call it as a identify and assess IT risk, because now information technology you are being using, maybe the client might be using or you are using. So what is the risk involved? That's why these 3 topics we will classify together as identify and assess. How do you identify? First you need to understand and then you need to identify, and there's something new called the cyber risk. We will understand, including remote audit. So we will understand this concept. Next is emerging technologies in audit. These 2 things we will combine into something called an emerging technology. That's why in advanced ITT you will be taught RPA, AI, your Power BI. These are all the data analytics. These are all emerging technology. And the last one, okay, so we can consider this thing 3 also. So when you are doing that using emerging technologies, what is your consideration? And the last one is your next generation audit. That is more like a imagination now, future, maybe by 5 years down the line, how the audit may look like, how the world may look like. So this is what they are going to tell. So what we can do, entire syllabus, this chapter, we can study under 4 broad heads. One is the basics of what is digital audit. Second, how to identify and assess the IT risk. Third, what all the emerging technologies are there right now, which we are using in our audit profession, and how the audit may look like in the future, what new technologies we may use in the future. Okay, so now let us start. CAM woke up on a Sunday and he came to know one new initiative by ICAI. What is that? They are associating with Indian Banks Association and doing something called a balance confirmation portal. Because what happens, a lot of times fraud happening. Okay, the client and the bank manager is having a tie-up. So what the ICAI must have decided, okay, let us directly talk to the bank association only. Instead of asking the banker, the branch, we will ask the banker, okay, today everything is digital. So from there only we will get, we will secure login, we only can log in. For your information, there was one company called China Biotics. You know what they did? In order to, see, they had no bank balance, but they showed a lot of bank balance in the book. So they created a fake bank website in order to fool auditor. Bank website they opened. Can you imagine? Okay, and you can have, see, client can already have a tie-up with the bank manager also. So please confirm this, whatever they are asking. So that's why they decided to have a balance confirmation portal. Again, for your information, this may be scrapped 5 years from now when we go for a blockchain technology. Now, auditing digitally improves the efficiency. He realized that it is going to improve the transparency and all. So digitally auditing or auditing digitally is very important. Then data analytics, what topic came about, like what is this data analytics, including analyzing large volume of data, Currently, audit approach is based on sampling, but in upcoming days, 100% audit may happen. Then robotic process automation, he came to know that there is something called a robots now, which is going to do the repetitive task. Day in, day out, they will do it. So RPA can help in automating audit processes, risk assessment process, etc. Then blockchain technology also, he came to know that is going to come in upcoming years. So blockchain will do transaction what the internet did for internal information in 1990. So this is what he is understanding now. Blockchain is going to transform the way the business is going to operate. In that case, no, if the blockchain technology comes, probably the financial statement audit may go. The government may remove that section that financial statement audit is required. Rather, they may say blockchain audit is required. That can be the situation. So, is it possible? It is going to be possible to audit all the information, because how exciting such outcome or scenario will be. Imagine you are verified 100%, you get the data from different sources, okay, and it will be likely lead to more emphasis on test of control. That's why we call it as a systems audit. So primarily you focus on the systems, IT systems, information system. So this is what we are all headed. Now at the same time, another topic came called about the cyber risk. So what is this cyber risk and how it is going to result into risk of material misstatement? So many doubts came to his mind. Okay, and maybe for you also, so many topics you might have seen now. So let us try to understand each and element, every element what they have discussed here. Like what is digital audit? How to audit digitally? Okay, this concept we will try to understand. Okay, first of all, we'll start with the digital audit. Now, what is digit? Digit means any number which you can choose between 0 and 1. When we talk to a computer, which digit we will choose? We will choose 0, 1. 0 means power, sorry, no power, 1 means power. We know, we call it a binary language. Computer knows binary language. Correct? Okay, so what is digital audit? Digital audit means, in digital audit, please understand friends, for me also it took time to figure out what exactly they are trying to tell. See, in digital audit, you place assurance on the effectiveness of the IT systems implemented in an organization. That means digital audit means digitization. Please note, digitization is going to happen at client location, not at auditor's location. Please understand. That means client have converted their manual books into digital books. Since they have, that means previously last year they were maintaining the books of accounts in the form of a register, day book, ledger, trial balance, balance sheet. Today they have shifted to tally. So we say that okay, when we do audit in tally, it is called a digital audit. It is not manual audit. It's not these numbers. I hope you are clear about this concept. When you are telling digital audit, you are auditing that zeros and ones. So who has shifted? The client has shifted into 0 and 1. If client would not have shifted, then you would have audited their manual books. We don't call it digital audit. We call it manual audit. So digital audit means you are going to place an assurance on the effectiveness of the IT system. That means when you have taken a trial balance from the tally, do you have a trust on that number, trial balance? Do you have the trust on the effectiveness of that ledger, like transaction posting and all? Or will you, so will you say, no, I don't trust tally. Okay, please give me all the data dump. I will post on my end and see. I will do it manually. You never say that. Because you start trusting SAP, tally, or whatever system they have got. This concept is called a digital audit. I hope you are very clear. So it is an organization. It is essential that the organization is going to review their technology related controls. It is not the auditor is doing. It is the organization is going to do that. They will identify the gaps and risk for continuous improvement to ensure regulatory compliance whatever they do. Like for example, if they move from here to here, now our India Companies Act says that okay, because today's day when you are into digital, your data is digital, this can be located in USA also through cloud. But what our Indian Companies Act says, you can maintain data anywhere, but its backup has to be kept in India. This is what your Companies Act says. This is what regulation says. Followed, no? And you see the risk associated with it. Previously, you had a books of accounts. Today, your data is sitting very far away. Somebody can steal that data there. Somebody can manipulate that data. But at the same time, this risk is also there, but it will give so much comfort to you. Can you? I hope you feel that. Okay. I hope, see, my life started with the green color and blue color pencil shirts. Okay, almost for first 1.5 years, I didn't have a computer only in our organization. It is not that we could not afford. Our audit firm could not afford. Auditor firm could afford to give computers. But the client itself is not digital. Then what you will do with your computer? So your computer will be limited only to print. But the day my client went into Tally, then I am also shifted to computer. So I had to get into their system. I have to take a data back. I should work at my end. So I hope, students, this part is very clear to you. What is digital audit? No, because ICA is, ICA, they will try to fool you. Okay. So the organization is going to see from time to time what I need to do. Should I go and install a website? Because rather than I'm selling in a physical store, why not let me have a website? So that's called digital. So you go digital now everywhere. Now, strong controls and security position will allow the organization to build trust with the stakeholder. So you need to have, when you go for digital, you need to have a very strong control strengths, because IT is risky. It brings speed, and we always know speed thrills, but it kills. Okay. See, if today right now the class is happening. Now imagine how far away you are sitting, where I am sitting. Because of the digital technology, see, instantly the communication is happening. This is the speed what IT is going to bring. Followed? Okay. And when I talk about digital audit, we can connect it to digital learning. What is digital learning? Okay, you shift yourself from books to e-books. You started to do instead of by hand, like you start to type in the computer. So instead of the books, you convert something into zeros and ones. I can say that is e-learning. So tomorrow this is going to happen. Books will not exist. ICA is asking question now only. Do we need to give the study material? Okay, so they are taking the what's that called opinion. At least for advanced ITT, is the advanced ITT study material has to be given. So tomorrow it is going to become e-book. Now, what are the key features of digital audit? What from the outset, what you can see? Okay, digital audit encourages the auditee, not the auditor, to embrace the latest technological advancements and provide confidence to the auditee to stay updated. So instead of manual approval notes, you bring workflow based approval notes. Instead of manually putting signature, you get it through online. Okay, you create a user ID credentials. Okay, you will maintain an audit trail. And you see, this is a change in the mindset. People may not be used to. Like they are always used to the physical copy and their signatures. No, first time they may have to log in, because I have seen this in my life. The transition I have gone through at that time when the SAP got implemented, people had to shift from manual to digital. So it was very difficult initially to adopt. But today it has become way of life. So first, what is the feature? Always and always digital audit, okay, or digitization encourages the auditee to embrace latest technological advancements. So always they will take up something new, again new, again new. Then it also helps the auditor to improve the quality of the opinion. Okay, since your data is digital, so instead of sampling, you can do 100% audit. How? Bring tools like Excel, finish. 100% audit was not affordable if the data is in the form of a books in the registers. So when the client go for digitization, it's going to help auditors quality of the opinion also. Now, digital audit saves time, cost, human effort, which can be used for more productive work. Digitally enabled processes can be operating 24 by 367 by 7, 24 by 7 by 365. That means it's an e-commerce website. Is it down? Even though in the midnight also, 2 o'clock also you can place an order. But this was not the situation, student. That's why when you digitally enable a process, what is that process? Ordering process. Previously you had to order, you have to go to the shop. But by 9 o'clock the shop will get closed. You have to come only on the next day. But since they have enabled digitally the process, It is autonomously working 24/7. Followed? See, you are using recorded lectures 24/7. That is like you are embracing that. Once upon a time, these concepts were not there. Okay, but slowly, okay, audit is embracing digital advancements, recorded lectures. Okay, so that's called digitization. Now, what the another feature? It allows for standardized processes and allows to controls to be implemented to mitigate the risk. Okay, for example, whenever you go for an ERP system, GRN will be done the same way across all the location, because SAP itself, the SAP's process itself is standardized. In fact, not your organization, across the world, the process of GRN is same. Someone can customize it. So when you go for digital audit or digitization, you can have standardized processes, and the moment standardization happens, you can automate it. So the next step of standardization is the automation. So you can note down this key, you please mark it. This is the key thing. So if they are in the examination, they ask what are the key features of digital audit, you have to tell that audit will embrace new technology, audit quality will improve, savings are going to happen. Okay, standardized process standardization is going to happen, and you will get a comprehensive overview of end-to-end processes. Like for example, if you take order to collection process, okay, from where the order came, when the delivery happened, when the what is that called invoice was raised, when the receipt happened. You see, students, if the 4 books were maintained, it was very difficult, because ordering is done by the sales department, delivery is done by the stores department, account invoice raised by the accounts department, receipt is done by the finance department. Now, to get that overview of end-to-end process, it would have been very difficult. But today's day, with a click of a button, that entire report will be generated in front of your eyes, thanks to digitization. So this is also one of the feature. See, like this, see, can you see here? I just gave one screenshot. You just press one button, display day book. It only will tell you when you raise the PO, against which what was the GRN, against which what was the invoice, against which what was the payment, what was the GR, what was, see, you have got a clear trail in front of you. Tell me, can you get this type of things with the click of button when you have got manual books of accounts? Impossible. And then it will help you to create a future digital strategy. Strategy means roadmap for digital transformation, and it will help you to adopt the new technologies. Okay, so digital audit will enable the entity's current maturity. They will come to know, okay, where we are now, what is happening right now. Okay, tomorrow AIs are going to come. How do I integrate AI with my ERP? Okay, should I ask SAP only, or should I take some third-party vendor? So it will help you to fix your strategy, your choice, your roadmap. Okay, how the future will go like. So digital audit will help you to do that. And last thing, it will help you to make the informed decisions. See, always remember, student, informed decisions requires an information. So digital audit will give you accurate and timely information. Like, see, when you see this trend, immediately you understand that there is a problem here, and you say, okay, stop this plant. This is not required. Take actions here. Okay, you embrace, give bonus here. See, such type of informed decisions you can take when the information is there in front of your eyes. And digitization is going to do that, or digital audit is going to do that. I hope, students, are you very clear about it? Key features of digital audit. So digital audit is more like embracing or digitization happening at the client's location. And auditor will place a trust on those digitizations. That is the digital audit. Means auditing the digits. Okay, not auditing digitally. Auditing the digits is a digital audit. Okay, next, okay, they have given one picture here. That's why it's very important. They can ask you in the examination question, what are the features of digital audit? Yes, you can have technology. They will embrace their technological advancement, more reliable audit, reliability of the report, informed decisions, standardized processes, end-to-end understanding, like tallies I showed you, saves cost and time and human efforts. So these are all the benefits. Also, I can say not benefits, features. So because next we have to talk about the advantages. Same features only, we will talk about the advantages. One, enhance the efficiency and effectiveness. Okay, so increased efficiency. Efficiency means in terms of your money. It saves time, energy. is the key of digital audit, because you need not take that much of efforts of totaling, shifting, summarizing. With the click of a button, balance sheet is prepared. So is it not efficient way of doing? You save a lot of energy and time. So with the use of tools and automation technique, Audit can standardize the processes. Routine tasks can be automated, so you will be more efficient and effective. Effectiveness means no error. See, when the trial balance is prepared by Tally, the chances of no errors is very high. Not very, it is no problem only, never. Till now I never came across. Only input data should be wrong. Otherwise, the way trial balance is prepared, it is perfect. That's why it will increase the efficiency and effectiveness. Quality of the audit opinion also will increase, because you can evaluate the massive volumes of data rather than sampling. So same feature only we will talk. Savings of the cost. Okay, so shortened time will be needed to complete the audit now, because you need not do so many posting, casting. Okay, I don't think so today is anybody going to be doing checking whether the ledger balances have gone there, this total has been gone to the tally, trial balance. Who will see? Okay, this was consuming a lot of time. So these things can be eliminated, lower the cost, better analytics. Okay, it can help both the management and auditors to see the trends and patterns, like what I have just shown you here. See, this is one pattern, trend. So it will help you to see the patterns and the trend, and it will help you to do the risk assessment in a better way. Okay, because you can get graph, chart. Okay, you can figure out something unknown information. So digital audit will help you to improve the risk assessment and make the informed decision. So features only you can convert into advantages. You can talk from that language. So improved risk assessment, enhanced effectiveness, better quality, lower cost, better analytics. So please mark this also important, students, because they have given you in the form of a picture. Okay, so what do you mean by automation? Automation means you are going to use the machines. Which machines we are talking here? Computer. Because we are talking about the digital audit. We are auditing only numbers. Manual means, it has come from the word manus, means hands. So manual is opposite. That means human hands are involved in doing something. So what is automation? You remove the human hands and make a computer to do that task. Yes, I hope it's fine. Any doubts, students? Anyone has any doubts on any of the points? Yeah, please ask me, because this may look simple. Okay, when you read, no, you may get more confused what exactly they are trying to tell. For me, it took a lot of time to see. I gave everywhere example for every point, because I was getting confused. What is that they are trying to tell now? And later, suddenly they start talking auditing digitally. First, my biggest confusion was that only. Okay, so auditing digitally means auditor will use the digital technology. Digital audit means the client has gone for digitization. You are going to audit in a digital environment where you trust those digital environment. Now, what will be the challenges of digital audit? Now, some of the considerations that the organization keep in mind while using the digital techniques and automations, know what business benefits the organization wants to achieve from the automation. So why they want to go for digitization? What is the benefit? What, by going for tally, what did they achieve? And second, think people first. This is one of the challenge, because you may have to change the people's attitude now. It's very difficult to change the people's attitude. Okay, always think from the people's point of view if you want to go for. See, consideration and challenges of digital audit means what are the challenges to go into digitization? Maybe you have to train your people. Your auditor himself is not comfortable, because they are always comfortable with the book. So initial days, they used to ask the printout of this from the tally. Today, tell me which auditor will take the printout from the tally to do the audit. And I remember initial days, no, we used to take the printout, and this printout we used to take, and we should sit and verify that. See, now over a period, no, we got a comfort. We understood that digital environment, how it works. Then target the right processes. If you want to do the automation, you need to take one right process, like order to collection, procure to pay, hire to retire. So you have to apply some rule called the triple R rule for automation. Any task which is repetitive, resource consuming, means time, and rule based, yes, that should be the right process for automation. So like this, no, you have to target one right process, because if you pick a wrong process where decision is involved, automation is not possible. And automation is not a standalone solution. It should be a part of broader digitization strategy. That means never ever involved into any automation. So this is what you need to consider. If you want to go for an automation, first of all, you'd see what is that you want to going to get, how to change the people's attitude, which process I should be targeting, and automation should not be done in bits and pieces. It should have a broader strategy, like automation of invoice generation. This is a very small automation you're talking. But imagine, instead of this, why don't you go for a website, bring an API, application program interface, and directly connect your website to ERP and then for banking. That means entire system will run without you. See, you buy something through Amazon. Do you think, students, anybody is there to process your order? When your payment is done, do you think anybody passed a journal entry there? No, everything got automated. So this is a part of broader digitization strategy, rather than individually they pick and do one automations. So have one broader framework before you go into digital audit. Ensure that the process works and is standardized, because if you know standardization, no automation. Bots are rule based and they don't take decisions. So if any decision comes, okay, should I pick this pen or this pen? No, bots will fail. So processes has to be standardized, and automation introduces new challenges. So don't forget governance and data security. Okay, like data theft becomes very easy because you need not be physically here. See, previously when the customer information is maintained in a register, somebody has to enter the premises, and imagine if he gets caught, he will be jailed. But today the same data is in the form of a digital computer. Inside the computer it's sitting. Same customer information, their user ID, password, their bank details and everything. Imagine a person from Russia, he will try to hack. Max to max he will be caught. So what? Will you be able to catch him physically? No. That's why it introduced new challenges like governance and the data security. This problem was not there. Today anybody can come from anywhere in the world and take your data. Governance means you need to define the policies, procedures, oversight, like how people are using, because it can be, see, there was one company called Aramco. One employee just clicked one link, one message, one email he got, and there was one attachment. He just clicked that attachment. You see, it happened in 2014. Their organization became the victim of cyber attack. Minimum some $2 billion they must have lost because of one employee's mistake. So how do you bring that awareness? How do you do that governance? So these are all the considerations you need to have. That's it. This is also important. They can ask you because they have given you in the form of a picture, students. So the question here is, more than challenges, if you want to go for digitization, what is that your consideration? What is that you should be thinking deeply? Yes, we should think, what is that I'm going to get? Okay, can I change my people? What process I should target? What is my broader strategy? Is the process standardized? What new challenges are going to come if I digitize it? See, you may be knowing, students, one of the instance, recently in the newspaper and all, you must have learned, AC got fire and one husband and Udupi, husband and wife got died. Now they tried to come out and take the door, but there it was anti-locking something, automatic lock. So because of this, no, that door automatically got locked. See, recently one more instance happened in somewhere, Lucknow or somewhere. In coaching institute, fire happened and doors got automatically locked because it was biometric based. See, this is the new challenge came because of the something, like because of you went for digitization. If you had a manual door, you can just take the latch and you can come out. But digitization, it will not permit you. So like this, no new challenges are going to come. That's what you need to seriously give a consideration. Yes, so these are all the considerations you need to give. Is it fine? Makes sense? Any doubts? Any of the points? Yes. As the auditors will obtain the understanding of the management's implementation and oversight of new technology, they will perform the procedures to understand the change in the company's business. Okay, because any changes to the information technology environment. So you have to verify from if the moment that you understand that the management is trying to change themselves. Yes, you need to perform some procedures of what is going to happen now, what changes they are going to bring in the organization, how it's going to impact your audit. Is it going to result into any material misstatement? So, what is that your focus area? Note, this is the keyword, areas of focus of understanding the IT environment. So, when management is trying to implement something new, what should be your focus areas? What you should try to understand? One, try to understand any new activities or changes to the existing processes due to new technology, like new revenue streams came because of the technology. Did the roles and responsibility of the people change? Did the manual task got automated? Staff level got changed that can affect the internal controls. Like this is what you need to understand. See, please again, any question they can ask you, but understand the examples what I'm trying to give. Otherwise, plain reading, no, it may not help you. See, what is that we are trying to talk here? What is the focus area that could include understanding? That means client is shifting. Client is embracing new technology now. Client is going for digitization. Now, when the client is going for digitization, you understand because they will talk to you also. They say, sir, we are going for SAP next year. We are going to bring SCM. We will have host our website. See, these are all the new activities they are going to have. Now, what is that your focus area? What you should be focusing? What questions you should be asking? Ask them, sir, do you getting any new activity or any existing processes are getting changed because of the technology? Like they said, what are those examples? Like new revenue stream. You may start doing online advertisement, online booking. That's a new revenue stream. This was not there till yesterday. Box office was, you have to come to the box office. But today, to book my show, you are getting that revenue. Controls should be different. Now, change in the role of employee. Previously, my employee was doing data entry. But today, data entry is done by a robot. Now, what is that role of the employee now? He is going to review that data instead of entering the data. So, you need to understand now what is whose role now what. Or maybe he may not be existing only. Robot only must be doing without any maker and checker. Automation of a manual, like bank reconciliation become automatic now. At the everyday morning, you instead of getting bank statement, you get a reconciled bank statement. Changes in the staff level. There is no more segregation of duty. Staff must have got reduced. So how it's going to impact your internal control now? Who is going to monitor these bots? Okay, like this questions you should be asking to the management. You need to identify new activities or changes to the existing processes. Please ask me, students. Please go through, read it, ask me. Chapter looks simple, but there's a lot of things to remember. But once you get a flow, once you understand what it is very easy. You don't understand, no, then this becomes very difficult for you to remember. No? Then changes in the way systems are developed and maintained, whether these changes introduce new risk and require new control to respond to this. Okay, so what is the changes happening in the systems that is developed, like shift from in-house data center? Now, your system is what currently you have got in-house. That means all the data transactions are happening. Like for example, whatever I am talking to you, it is getting recorded. Now, where is my recorded lectures are sitting? It is sitting in my in-house, in my computer. Now, what I'm doing, I'm updating into Class Plus. The moment in Class Plus, it goes to the cloud-based data center. Imagine if I would not have done, but instead of directly I would have connected my recording to the cloud-based. See, there can be possibility of risk of data loss due to political factors. I should consider that. Tomorrow, see, now question comes this is what happened no recently, I don't remember the company's name. Microsoft, because of the war between Ukraine and Russia, there was one Indian subsidiary of Ukraine or Russia, I believe, I don't know. Now Microsoft was giving service. Microsoft is USA. Now, US government must have told something to Microsoft. Microsoft stopped the service. And there was very big problem here in this subsidiary company in India. Then they went to the court. See, what I'm trying to tell is very simple, students. Your entire data is in the cloud. Cloud is handled by Microsoft. Today, India and America war happens. Do you think you will get your data? Microsoft will not give, because USA would have told, US government would have told Microsoft, don't give anything. That's why we are trying to reduce the dependency on the big fours. Why government is talking about? Because we are giving our data. Our data is there with them. So what is that changes in the way entity systems are maintained and developed? So is there any change, and because of which new risks have come now? That's what you need to think. Whenever the client is trying to digitize, that should be your focus area. Then how organization obtains and generates, uses relevant quality information to support the functioning of the internal control. For example, previously the inventory count was done manually. This way, manually they generated the information about the stock. Today, they have put a barcode on the stock and they are using one drone or barcode scanner. Real time they are managing. So what is that impact the new technology is having on the functioning of the controls now? What type of controls are required in such environment now? Because tomorrow if something goes wrong, if this barcode scanner is not working, your inventory is mistreated. At least see, in the physical counting we knew, we have SO 501, 501 told me, I was physically present there. But today you are not physically present because volume of transactions have increased. Your entire trust on this barcode scanner. What if this barcode scanner didn't scan? So many things will remain unreported. So this is what you need to consider. Okay, how this organization is getting that information. Next, okay, so these are all the three areas, focus areas auditor need to understand. I hope students you are fine, you understood. Okay, so we'll make one small note also, okay students, because it is too much. It's a very big chapter. That's why we may lose the track. So we will make one small note also, mind map. Okay, so from time to time we will do here, but not in a detailed way that you do it. Okay, I'm doing just for the sake of having a flow. Okay, so first you write chapter 12. Digital audit. Digital audit and auditing digitally. Okay. So here we have got two elements. One is digital audit. What did we discuss here in digital audit? We discussed meaning, key features, advantages, which is same like key features, considerations, focus area. So how many key features we had? We had around 7 key features. Five advantages, 6 considerations, 3 focus areas. That's it. Yeah, it may look lengthy, but it's very easy. And they have not asked any questions on that till now. None of the topics they have asked. So they may ask, when other things are difficult, they may ask one question from here. So any 2 or 3 points you can remember. Okay, next we will move on to what is auditing digitally. See, one, you have got the client data in Tally. This is digital audit and you are doing audit there. You are not asking, give me the printout of this. No, you are not asking. You are doing audit there only. But how do you do that audit? Now you may shift the data to an Excel sheet. Now, if you are using an Excel, if you are using Power BI, if you are using any robots, then that is concept is called auditing digitally. That means here at the auditor level, the digital technologies are used. Digital audit means at the client level, the digitization happening, and auditor is going to do audit in that environment. Auditing digitally means auditor himself is digitizing his office. See, for your information, friend, 20 years back, if you would have gone to any audit office, you would have got surprised whether it is a go down or it is an office. Everywhere papers, it's papers. Today you go to any office, see banks, anywhere you go, clean. You see only computers there. Where is papers? Where is file? Hardly some small 1-2 files may be there. Entire thing, because government itself has recognized. They said what is digital as per information technology act, what is digital is written. This digital is having equal recognition like written. So you need not have. Because of this, we can easily go. Otherwise, we should have had a printed copies everywhere. This government only gave a recognition to digital documents is equivalent to written documents. Then every offices are going there. Okay, so now auditing digitally is using advanced technology for conducting effective and efficient audit. So with the growing IT environment, it is essentially adopted technology in the audit practices. I hope it's clear, student. Like instead of you selecting samples manually, sampling tools you are going to use. Okay, like idea software. Then using the bots. Okay, bot means robot. Robot is called a bot. Now, what is robot? Bot we will discuss later. So you use for statutory payment analysis as part of the audit assignments. So there are new technologies to capture, automate procedures, analyze the information, and focus on the real risk of the client. The opportunity is understanding how technology can help. Okay, now what are the expectations from an auditor? So if an auditor is trying to use digital technologies for doing the audit, what are the expectations from an auditor? One, audit team needs to involve some experts on different software applications, because team may not be completely aware. See, they know what is audit, but how to do using technology tools, that knowledge they may not have, because their knowledge may be limited to MS Excel. But beyond that, they may not be knowing like what all the other tools are available in the market, like RPA tools, blockchain, technology, etc. Because they will give you high quality audit. But how to use, you may not be aware. So you may have to involve an expert. If you don't want expert, then you may have to upskill your people. Okay, so whenever you install a digital technology, you have to train your people to use that. This is what we expect from an auditor if he wants to use the digital technology. Now, investment in technology across profession has largely focused on developing using tools to automate and enhance the existing process, such as data analytics, collaboration and sharing tools. Like we have got Dropbox, Google Drive, data analytics. That means we do chart, graph, which helps to drive. Collaboration is more like meetings, digital meeting rather than face-to-face meeting. It helps to drive the quality of the audit. While this will remain the core role of the technology, what is that? Enhance the existing process or automation of the process. Automation and enhancement of the process is what we are expecting from the auditor when you install the new technology. So when this is the core of the role of the technology, there can be many opportunities where more advanced technology such as AI and a drone could have even bigger impact, like automation of external confirmation. Okay, you need not do it automatically. You click one button, it will go to the portal. It will make an understand, like say ICI bank portal. It can verify and say, okay, this is perfect. So auditor also going to automate a lot of the processes. So this is what we are expecting. Such technology may play a role in evolving the scope of audit. What is this scope of audit? I hope you are also underlining this red marked areas. These are all the expectations. See, now what happened? Auditor scope will increase. Till yesterday, you were doing only audit of this computer, but tomorrow you may have to do the audit of AC also. Why? Because we talk about Internet of Things. This AC and computer is interconnected. Tomorrow your This biometric device also interconnected to AC. See, there are so many things can be interconnected. So you may have to expand your scope, and not only that scope from the tools perspective. Today you are giving high level of reasonable assurance. Tomorrow you may be expected to do identify the fraud. See, active detection of the fraud was never part of the audit scope, but the digital tools can help to identify the frauds very easily because they bring all the hidden information. AI can do that job. So now automatically the expectation on the auditor is going to increase. So scope will expand now slowly. If people start expecting auditor, okay, tell me the frauds happening in the organization. A manager on a weekly basis performs manual control or to review if the vendor master additions and changes have been done post appropriate approvals. Like for example, a vendor master will be there in the system, say Tally. Now bank account requirement changes may happen. So somebody is doing these changes whenever the bank account is changing, name is changing. And on a weekly basis, somebody is taking the dump of all the changes happened for the week, and they are verifying with the physical documents and say, okay, is this number correct? Is this number correct? Who is doing? The manager is doing. Now, this control can be tested and re-performed using RPA. RPA means robotic process automation. Okay. What do you mean by a robotic process? I will talk about this later also, since you need to understand now. See, there are three topic called a robotic process automation. Process means steps, work, activity. Automation means using the machines. Now, what is robot? Robot means forcing the work, labor. The meaning of robot means force the work on someone. Now, this work on whom you are going to force? On a machines. Which is that machine? A computer. That's why that's program, the instruction or software, what we call, is called an RPA. So if you have got a physical robot there, it has got arm, leg, we call them robot. If that robot is a set of instructions, then we can call them as a bot or RPA. So RPA and bot are one and the same. They are nothing but an instructions. Like your if equation in the Excel. You have told something to do. Like some equation in the Excel. Something like that. Java, C++. You must have told some instructions. Now, robot is the one who will not do. He will do physical activities. Like AC is a robot. Fan is a robot. So something physically having, that's called a robot. Bot is something instruction. I hope it's clear. It's also called RPA. So this review process, what a human being was doing, a robot also can do it. RPA also can do it. Now what these bots will do? That's why RPA and bots are interchanged. Don't get confused, friends. Otherwise, no, this looks very confusing because first of all, you have not seen RPA. I will show you. When RPA comes, I will show you how an RPA will look like. Somewhere they use the word RPA, somewhere they are calling bots. Okay, never, see, they don't call robots because we are auditors, no, we don't do physical work, we do intellectual work. Say, bots will do that. So controls can be tested and re-performed by an RPA or a bot. How? One, bot can log into Tally system and download this report now. This report will tell all the changes. And a human being also was doing the same thing. No, manager also downloading the report. Now a robot will do this, download the report into an Excel file. Now based on the population, this bot will select the samples, or it may do 100% also because it doesn't have any hurry to go home. It doesn't have any home only. It doesn't have any relationship. So it will sit and do that. Now bot will pull the correct file with the approved changes from the SharePoint. SharePoint means document management portal of the Microsoft. See what happens, students. See, for example, I can say, I can give SharePoint is more like a Google Drive. See, you send your test papers to me through a link. You send me your, what is it called, checklist. Now, am I not storing it at one place? That's called a SharePoint. Now, there in the SharePoint, you will have, or a Google Drive, you will have so many documents. Now you have already extracted one report. Corresponding sample data, you go there and check, okay, what was the original approved vendor data? Has it been done? So what will pull the approved changes? They will perform the test. They will check whether the approval is done, date is perfect, okay, everything. And they will summarize the result of the selected samples in the Excel file. The auditor will then review the final result and check if there is any exceptions. So they can ask you students use of bot in the customer review or something. So you have to remember this example. So bot means robot only. We don't call it robot because robot is for physical work. Bot is for intellectual instructions. Now, what are the key features or advantages of auditing digitally? First part, we learn what is auditing digitally and what to expect from an auditor. If auditor wants to use the digital technology. Okay, so then what are the key features or advantages? I told you in the previously also. Features and advantages can be interchanged. Feature is something visible fact. Advantages means how these features are going to help to the users. Okay, this can be used interchangeably. Now improve the quality of the audit. Okay, you can easily move from sample to 100% population. So technology requires one upfront investment. This is one of the feature. So it can be very challenging to implement with regard to resources, people. You have to train the people. Okay, so first thing, whatever it is, it's going to improve the quality of your audit. If you are going to invest money, it's going to improve the quality of your audit. Second feature or an advantage, it will reduce the dependency on the human beings. Human beings, we want to go home. They don't want to be 24/7 into 52 or 360 by 25 by 365. But robots will be sitting there only full time doing the task. So using technology minimize the manual intervention, which is going to reduce the risk of human errors. Like there may be 5 parameters to check while watching the purchase invoice. Do you think, students, if a human being is going to do the vouching, purchase entries, purchase invoice, he was supposed to check the vendor name, amount, date, material, total sum, tax. So 5 parameters were given to him to verify. Do you think if he is verifying 100 samples, will he verify all the 100 samples, 5 parameters? May not be. Some he may skip. This is called a manual error. In the Excel, when you do something, you may make one formula error. But bots don't do this and they don't have any fatigue. So they reduce the human dependency, manual errors will vanish. So technology helps in streamlining the process of testing. Like streamlining means simplifying or removing the confusion. Different persons may define different type of samples. But when you standardize it, when you use say technology got its own rule to decide the sample. So that means next 100 years, it will just follow the rule. You might have told the rules to the people, but each 2 people will take 2 different decisions only because of their interpretations. So this human dependency is gone. You can streamline or simplify the process, remove the confusion in the process. Human judgment can be removed. So you can make it rule based. Next, it increases the transparency because every your audit trail will be there from end to end. Day one, which file you did, what formula you applied, where it kept, everything. Now tell me manually, how difficult to maintain the trail? If you go to features like Idea software will have every click, it will record what you did do. Even though it was a mistake, it will record it. Excel doesn't have that recording feature. Means how did you do the problem, it will not come. But if you use some software called a 9, Power BI, you can clearly see what was the process you followed to do this task. So it helps the management to review the details like date on which the change was made, who made that changes, okay, when the change, okay, what changes were done, everything can be captured. So third is it will increase the transparency. Automation and the ease. Automating tasks like recording work in repositories. Repository means storehouse. Extracting and sampling have improved the quality of audit because you have automated it. So whenever the client sends you data, you don't do manually sit and download and keep. You will create something called a Google App script. The moment any email comes, automatically the attachment will go and get and downloaded in the Google Drive. So you have automated such tasks. Extraction you need not do. You can write one Python script. It only will extract the data and give it to you. And sampling have improved the quality of the audit, reduced the manual error. Using dashboards, Power BI, another technology tool, helps you to understand your business position, where you are standing. So automation and ease is going to happen. Then improved efficiency. Efficiency is in terms of money. What used to take weeks to perform using deep experts, today with a simple training and simple digital upskilling, it's happening. So once upon a time it was taking weeks to learn to develop the script, but today within a matter of 2 to 3 hours somebody can learn and somebody can design it. This is what we are seeing in Instagram, YouTube. This is what people are doing outside. Well, it has become simple. This also results in improved retention of the talent and the confidence, like Python scripts using AI vibe coding. Okay, maybe I can demonstrate it as we proceed further somewhere. Now, this is what's going to happen, and the better risk assessment. Okay, your risk assessment can be more precise because you need not do it. Your tools will do it. Now, this is what also I am also trying to achieve. Rather than me sitting, taking data dump and all, system only if I define a parameter like these things you consider, system only will do the risk assessment and say, okay, this student is risky, this process is risky. So it gives the time to auditors to focus on the bigger picture rather than involved in the repetitive task. Yes, so these are all the advantages of auditing digital. And first question we are coming across now. One, it is going to improve the quality of audit, decrease dependency, increase transparency, automation and ease, improved efficiency, better risk assessment. See, it may sound simple and very basic, but I please suggest, please practice. Give at least some examples which I gave. Use some keywords which they have given there. Don't write your generic answers. Okay, it will help to decrease the human dependency. Humans are not required. Humans are not there in the organization. Don't write like that. Please study it. And I will show you, first to test your one question we have come across. I will show you what ICA is doing. You just see this. First of all, will they ever ask you advantages and challenges of auditing digitally? No. But in the test your knowledge, they have given this question. What are the advantages of doing auditing digitally? Okay, this auditing digitally means the second portion. Oh, improved quality of audit, human dependency, transparency. Just now we have seen, right? Automation and ease, improved. Done. Yes, sir. There are 6. Second, what are the challenges of auditing digitally? Now, when we talk about the challenges, okay, so you may talk about consideration of auditing digitally. No. Okay. Okay. First of all, have we discussed anything called challenges in digitally auditing? Anything? Have we discussed anything? No. But they are asking what are the challenges of auditing digitally? Now, if you look at the answer, you see evaluating the business benefit, reluctance to change, automating right process, roadmap to. Which is this point? Is it not digital audit they are talking? See, they are mixing, students. Please understand. They are misguiding, I can say. They are creating confusion. They should have told, briefly describe the advantages of auditing digitally and the challenges of digital audit. But they didn't say that. But if you go to the answer key, see what they have told. In the answer key, only side points are given without any explanation. Then they said refer to para number 2. Advantages side points are matching. But the challenges, what they have given is for digital audit. And they are telling auditing digitally. And that para number explanations are given para number 2 as question and answers. Okay. So that's the reason I marked it very important. Yeah, I don't know, students, what they may ask, even though they may ask you the same thing. Okay, challenges have not been discussed in auditing digitally. So write those challenges. Whatever challenges of digital audit only, you write it, because I see only telling you. Okay. Now, what are your considerations? There we spoke about considerations and challenges. Here we are telling only considerations in auditing digitally. So some students may think, oh, challenge and consideration is same, we will write this. No, be careful in the exam what they are asking. I don't know what they may ask. So please check that very clearly. And my suggestion is, if at all by chance they will ask you this, you can write, see, first of all, we don't have any confusion here. But if at all they ask you this only, challenges of auditing digitally, you can write challenges of digital audit, because ICA only has given in test your knowledge 1. And this is what I have seen, students. I always tell you, first always give stress to your memory. If you can remember, write what ICA has told, despite you got confused. So they may create a confusion. This I have seen in FR particularly. Some word, some sentence they will bring and totally confuse you. My only suggestion, such type of questions you touch only at the end. What to do? Whatever assumptions, whatever they have done in the study material, just to dump it. The chances are very high that you can score marks instead of using your own brain there. If you cannot remember, if you have not seen that question only, then you make a choice. But at least 50% of the marks to you have scored. No, 2 to 3 marks would have got allotted here. Remember. Now, what is your consideration in auditing digitally? First of all, what problems you are trying to solve? This is more like what benefits I am trying to get. Problems you are solving, why? To get the benefits. So I can say this is very similar to my digital audit consideration. What is your problem? What is the benefit you are trying to get? Like, you should continuously evaluate the emerging technologies and make your audit easier and better. Like, audit staff is spending too much time on GST reconciliation. Every time 3 hours they spend every month, and that you have got 50 clients. See how much manpower is wasted. So first thing you decide, look, GST reconciliation is what I'm going to audit. That's why process comes first. First figure out a right process. So these two things they must have clubbed. I can say, if I go back here, evaluating the benefits, what problem? Okay, and you choose one right process. That problem itself is the process. Then which technology can help you? Okay, you are very clear that GST you need to do it. Okay, so now consider how comfortably this solution will integrate into your current process. Is there any potential implementation issues? For example, students, Power Automate is one RPA tool. RPA means robotic tool. GST portal may not permit them. GST portal prohibits that, Power Automate. But Python is another RPA tool which is permitted in GST portal. So you need to think, okay, if my problem is to automate GST, should I use Python or should I use Power BI? Because both can help you to automate. Now, who is beneficial to me? Who can be easily integrated with my current processes? So that's why you need to have a broader digital strategy. I hope it's clear. Now, how will you upskill your people to make best use of technology? Is it not this reluctance to change, upskill them? So somewhere similar points only they have discussed. So you need to, automation requires some trial and error, some time to be devoted. So training has to be given. So you need to think one more thing. Look, okay, Baba, I have identified my problem. GST is my problem. I'm going to use Python. But how do I train my people to develop a Python script? Then there can be range of automated solutions. Some techniques are using robotics and automation for data gathering, use of analytics, planning, budgeting, reporting, etc. Now, what are those range of automated solutions which you need to consider? One, macros and scripts. Macros and scripts are rule based within specific application. Example, when I say macro, you need to remember Excel macro. See, Excel macro can work within Excel file only. Can it log in into website? Answer is no. So one of the automated solution is you can just create a macro. I hope you must have done that. When you run the macro, whatever process you would have defined, no, it would have got executed. But the problem is it will work only in Excel. It cannot go into Word, it can go, not go into website, it cannot go into Tally. Second, you shift yourself into business process automation. That means you re-engineer existing business process and the workflows. Like instead of offline sales, you start doing online sales. Like see students, we are talking now. Always I used to do face-to-face classes. So we are doing live classes. So this is business process re-engineering. We re-engineered the process. Third, robotic process automation or RPA, repetitive task. Okay, you can do it. How it is different from macro? It can use multiple systems and interfaces. That means Excel macro can talk only to Excel. Power Automate is an RPA tool. Power Automate is an RPA tool. Power Automate can talk to Tally, it can talk to Excel, it can talk to website, it can do anything. That's why they are trying to tell here the third category of automation tool is your robotic process automation, which can work with the multiple systems and interfaces, or you can say multiple applications. Specific application, macro; multiple application, robotic process automation. And the fourth is intelligent process automation. That means now for this robotic process, you bring one level of intelligence. See, robotic process automation, they don't have brain. But intelligent process automation, they are also called agentic AI, have got a brain. So they combine an RPA, this, with AI technology. We call them LLM, large language model of ChatGPT or Claude. Okay, so you bring that LLM into this particular, that means you are putting intelligence into the head of these robots to identify the pattern, learn machine learning, and optimize the workflow. We call them agentic AIs. So this can be very important question they can ask you. Tell me the range of automated solutions. We say macros and scripts, which is working within specific application. Business process automation means re-engineering. Robotic process automation, multiple applications. Intelligent process automation means RPA plus intelligence. I hope it's fine, friends. Any doubts? Yes, just we'll go back to the mind map. So the second part is auditing digitally. So what is that we have seen here? Expectations from an auditor. What he should be doing. He should appoint specialists. He should upskill his people. He may have to change his scope. What are all the features or advantages? Same quality, automation, improved efficiency, similar to your digital audit. Considerations. Which is my process, GST, what tools are available. And in this consideration, you have got one more thing called automated solutions. Okay, so expectations are 3, 4 expectations, 6 features, 4 considerations, 4 automated goods. Yes, this is all about your first part called auditing digitally and digitally audit. Yes, any doubts you have, any of the point? Understood perfectly? In fact, I thought it's very simple actually. No, it's simple only. But the wordings were tricky. The way they have framed it, what they are trying to tell. But once we understand with the example, that's why I shared the material with you, where I have given the examples, what they are trying to tell. Okay, like when the change of process, how it's impact and all. No, I've given in the form of an example. Whenever you read it with that example. Okay, so we will move on to the second concept now. Concept B, or we can say, yes, because anytime we talk about the concept, no. Concept 1 is auditing digitally, digital audit. Okay, so 2 sub concepts right there. This is concept 1. You can say this is my concept 1. So always we used to talk, no, which concept, sub concept and all. So my concept 1 is auditing digital audit. Now my concept 2 is identify and assess IT risk Okay, so how do you identify and assess? The very first thing, you need to have an understanding of the entities. Now, understanding means which all the key areas you need to understand. That's what we need to verify. Then second, you may have to identify and assess. Now, when you say identify, one question comes, what are those risks which comes from IT? Now, what all IT dependencies? Now, how to respond? And what all your cyber risk? Cyber security. Then comes again, what types of cyber security risk? How many types of cyber security? What is the framework you can put? There's something called a NIST framework. That's why this portion may look very big. Okay, that's it. And there's something called a remote audit. Last one, no? Yeah, cyber security is a very big portion there. We have to work. And the last one, you have got remote audit. Okay, so now let us start. Let's try to understand this. Understanding of the IT environment. Okay, IT environment. So, understanding the way in which the entity relies upon IT, like how the entity is dependent on IT, how the IT has been used in this organization, how the environment of IT has been set up. That's what you're going to understand. So this allows to understand where the risk lies. Like for example, I told you, students. Okay, can you give me example of BPA? Business process automation. Okay, I can say, see, workflows, they are talking about the business process automation. What is this workflows? I can tell you something like this. You are doing mock test. Okay, how the process works? You write on the physical paper, hand over the physical paper to me. What is this process? Manual process. Have you automated this? Yes. How? You write on the paper, then you take a picture, then you send one link. That link will give an automatic mail to me and download that in my G drive. This is what is going to happen. Now, have I created one workflow? These students, you need not do anything. Your job is just to take a photo, upload in the link, matter done. Now, did it go to anyone else? No, it came to me only. So, this is business process automation. So, you created a workflow. Okay, to create a workflow, I created one platform. What's called, I can say, website. Did I give you one link? Okay, that platform is more part of your workflow, because without that it cannot happen. This is one of the examples. So in a company, what happens? Chalo, I have to place one order. The order value is 10 lakh rupees. Now what I will do, I will prepare the note for approval. It's called NFA, note for approval. So if it is 1 lakh, I would have issued the order. Like for example, student, if your kid has to buy say 5 rupees chips, is it necessary that you have to go and ask your parents if you have to buy 5 rupees chips? No, that is within your level only. But if you have to buy one bike, you have to ask your parents. That's the authority level. So traditionally, I used to sign, and physical copy I used to go to the say my manager's cabin, keep and explain them. After that, manager used to sign. Then I used to go to this task into the say CFO's cabin, explaining. CFO used to sign, and then I used to issue the purchase order. Today, how business process has been automated. Automated means, see, whose hands, what is this is manual. Why I call manual? because my hands took it from one place to another. It did not fly on its own, that file, that paper, the notes for approval. I only took it, kept on somebody's table. From there, I took it, kept on another table. My hands were used. How this is going to happen now? Okay, it will happen like this. Instead of printing this paper, I will fill one form and I'll say submit. The moment submit happens, this will go to my manager. Automatically, he will get mail. You have got one request pending for your approval. Manager clicks, he will see all the information. He has doubt, he can say query, approve. Query, it will come back to me. I will reply to him, it will go back to him. After this conversation happening, he say submit. Done. Automatically, it will go to the CFO. CFO also has got two buttons. The moment he approves, automatically order will be issued and sent to the vendor. I need not do it. What is my task now? My task is to scan or say log in and create one request and submit. Automatically, it will go to the different persons. And this concept is called a workflow. The work is flowing. And am I moving it? My hands are involved? No. System itself is moving from one table to another table. And when the final approval happens, there will be one log with the timestamps, like which ID approved. That's why user ID becomes very important, the password. You share it, you may have to lose your job, depending upon which organization you are working. Very sensitive. Okay, because you are accountable. If you tomorrow your user ID comes in that it is approved, tomorrow don't tell I didn't knew this. Okay, there are forensic ways to figure it out also. Whatever. So I hope it is clear. The concept is clear. Yeah, I should say thank you. Okay, not you should say thank you. Because I am happy for the questions what you ask. Like this, please ask me. It can be a simple word. Please don't allow me to proceed further unless every word you have understood. Is this followed? No. Now, how do you understand? What do you mean by understanding? Understanding means getting aware, having knowledge about what? About the information technology environment. What do you mean by that? Like how the IT is being used, how they have set up, why I should know, why I should have an awareness, because I can identify the risk because of which, because of this IT environment, what type of risk can come. Understanding how IT is used by the entity helps in identifying what control they will have over the IT processes. Assessing the complexity of the IT environment helps to decide, do we need an IT expert now? So that's why students are having understanding of the IT environment is very important. And understanding goes like this. You have to understand, identify the risk and make an assessment of the risk. Assessment means level, whether overall level, assertion level. So you are going to measure the position. Assessment is more like a measuring the position, calculating the position. So auditor's understanding of the automated environment or components of an IT environment. What you need to be aware about automated or IT environment? See, very simple. You can type in Google also. It always say when we talk about a IT environment, there should be software. What is software in their language? We call them applications. In our layman language, we call them software. But in IT language, they call applications. Then there should be an hardware because software cannot exist without hardware. In their language, they call them infrastructure components, like physical, what you can see, printer, your CPU, your motherboard, your keyboard, your monitor, your network cables. They are called infrastructure components. Then there should be people involved because IT cannot operate on its own. At least somebody should be there. Maybe when the AI comes, then that is different story. But except AI, if you remove, everybody is only a body. Every technology tool is only a body. We are the mind. For the first time ever, the mind and body has become different now. Who is that? AI. That's why AI agents are very dangerous students. We see, when I qualified in the year 2007, my competitor was another CA. But today, who is your another competitor? RPA. Because what task I used to, why I was appointed in the company to do MIS. Today MIS, this negotiation, this analysis, everything my programs are doing. No. That's why you should shift yourself instead of doing into designing. Always I tell that. Okay, there should be some people, at least for time being now, until AI comes into picture. Then there should be SOPs and manuals and checklists. We call them policies, procedures, and the processes. Okay, people should be aware what should be done, when the upgrade should happen. Then extent of IT integration and use of service organization. Something could have outsourced. So many things could have outsourced. Okay, your ERP application itself could have been outsourced. And finally, you need to develop something called IT risk and control, called risk control matrix. So when you talk about auditor's understanding of the IT environment, it can be also called as an automated environment, or it can be also called as a component of IT environment. What all those components or your understanding about the environment should be having? You should have knowledge about the application, which type of software this organization is using. Are they using SAP, ERP, core banking solution, Finacle, CRM, website? These are all different applications. What type of infrastructure components they are using? Hardware. How is their organization structure? What is their organization structure? CEO, CIO, database administrator, this access administrator, your system administrator. Like how they have designed their organization structure. Have they brought a clarity who should do what task? What is their policies, procedures, and the processes? What type of risks are there and what type of controls are there? Have they outsourced anything? At the end, you may have to prepare some risk control matrix like this, students. So you say sub process, data administration, user access administration. What type of control is the organization having? What risk can happen? So this is more like one risk and control matrix. Okay, and they have given an illustration also. How an auditor can document your understanding. Now you ask so many questions about the organization. Like tell me, sir, what type of applications are using? This organization may be using different applications like SAP, Rev, some dummy, you can give your own answer. See, SAP is a integrated application software for the ERP. It's an ERP software. Every aspects of the organizations are covered. Front end desk and guest reservations, like what we are talking about hotel management. Now SAP will not help you with that front end desk. So you must have purchased somebody's software there. So you can see the booking, okay, cancellations automatically, because the moment OYO booking and book my show and make my trip, everybody books, see, it gets blocked. So there must be one automated system there, which is not your SAP. Then COTS, restaurant and order kitchen. So if you have to do kitchen ordering, so that is another tool only total. ERP may be used as an accounting tool. Now BillSys is used for billing. So when you spoke to the organization, you understood in this restaurant that they are using 4 types of applications. Then you will ask them why you are using it. What is your database infrastructure? It is Oracle 19C, MS SQL Server. So simply remember MS SQL 2018 and write everywhere same thing. So probably they may ask you to write one horizontal line. This one line can fetch you 1 mark. Then you have to ask, what is your operating system? Windows. What is the network? In-house or outsourced, packaged? Where is your server? Okay, internal server. So like this, you will write and document it. I hope it's clear, students. So key components means what it includes. So what a IT environment or automated environment includes? It includes people, software, hardware, processes, and controls. Just like, what does car contain? Car contains tire, it has got seat, it has got a steering, it has got a gear, it has got a key, a petrol tank. These are all components. The next thing what we are going to discuss is what are the key areas for auditor to understand. Here also they have used the word auditor's understanding about the automated environment. But primarily they are talking about what should be the elements or components of automated environment. Don't get confused. Don't write ulta answers. Words seems very similar here. See, what is the auditor's understanding about the auditor's component should include? What they are asking, what should be the component of an IT environment? I hope you are clear, should. Next, what should be the auditor's considerations, key areas? Like what an auditor should understand now. Like when you are driving the car, first of all, you know what car contains. Well, driving the car, what you should be aware? What you should be careful? What is the key focus area? What should be the route I am going? Which route I am going? Is there a hill? Is there a slope? Is there a petrol bunk on the way? See, these are all the key areas you should be aware when you are driving, when you are into a car. So, if you are into an automated environment, first you need to understand what does that automated environment includes. It includes this. Okay. In this, what is that I should be considering? What should be my key focus areas now? Should I give equal importance to everything now? Should I think about something well in advance? Okay, students, I hope you are not confused. Let us see one test your knowledge 2 question and try to understand what ICA is asking, which already came for May 24 exam. What are the stages involved in understanding the IT environment and what key considerations auditor should consider? See, a simple plain questions they gave like this. Okay, at that time, okay, I must have marked it as a priority one because now it has come for the exam, you can remove it. Now, MNC is engaged in the manufacture, sale of FMCG product. It is manufacturing locations across various stages and engages dealer channels to sell the product. So, it is having dealers. One dealer is appointed for each district. And products are dispatched from the nearest manufacturing location to the dealer. Now, who must be deciding? Maybe some computer must be deciding. Voluminous transactions are happening. They decide, and MNC has got a robust ERP network for recording the transactions. Now, stat auditors of your firm is about to commence the current year audit. Till now, did you understood from which chapter they have asked this question? No, you don't get any idea only. Because similar questions you have never seen in your lifetime before. Question is there here, but that question is totally different. The audit team includes certain IT experts. See, this is the keyword. But this keyword could have taken to SA 620 also. But we have seen in SA 620, we didn't speak about IT experts still now. None of the situations we spoke. Now, then another IT experts comes in chapter number 12. The team includes IT experts and discussions are undergoing against the team members as a IT manager. So they are giving you the role of the manager, IT manager of the engagement team. Okay. By now, though, you are very sure that it is chapter number 12. Explain key areas for an auditor to understand IT environment. Which areas you need to understand? Okay, now you know that they are not talking about auditing digitally audit. They are not talking about the emerging technology. They are not talking about something in the future. So the only concept which we have, this question you can find is concept number 2. What is that? Identify and assess the IT risk. So identify and assess the IT risk will have some components. Sub-concept number 1 starts with the understanding of the IT environment. Okay, so understand IT environment. See, now you figured out. So what are the stages involved? You can tell here because already they had given in the picture also. The stages involved here is 3: identify, understand, assess. Then key area, okay, is okay. I think I should have put it next because they are asking key areas. This is the keyword for you. Okay, so auditor's understanding of the automated environment includes, means this is primarily components. So they have not asked this question. I should have put this question later after this because we are talking about the key areas. Which areas we need to keep consideration now? When auditor has got into a car, what all the considerations you need to have? What key that as a driver, what you need to know now in that environment? Okay, now the key areas for auditor to understand the IT environment. are as follows. Okay, actually this was the question they had asked. Yes, so see, this is the keyword for you. Did they not tell you in the exam? Key areas to understand. Clear? Huh? See here also, what did they say? What stages are involved? But in the exam, they didn't ask you what stages are involved. So writing this will not fetch you any mark. But in the exam, if they would have asked you what stages are involved in understanding the IT environment, writing these three would have fetched you 1 mark. What key consideration auditor should consider? See, this is how a very vague question they asked. Key consideration you should consider. Key consideration. Did they use this word key considerations? No. So what is this key consideration means? Key areas you need to understand. Okay, from the answer key, but you see the clarity what they brought. They, instead of key consideration, they say key areas to understand. I hope it's clear, students. Anyhow, this you can remove from your dictionary now. You can reduce the priority because already we have seen so many things and they are not asked question only. Advantages is very high priority now. At digital audit and auditing digitally. Now, first is understand the flow of transaction. Just like auditor should understand the flow of the road, the path. Movement of flow of transaction means movement of the transactions in the information system, where it originates, where it goes, who raised the invoice, who gets the payment. See, this is called a flow of a transaction. Followed, no? So in an IT environment, you should to see who is raising. Is a human being raising this sales order or customer is directly ordering through the website? From website, how it will come into the ERP system, how the delivery person comes to know, how this integration has happened. The first thing in an IT environment or an automated environment, you need to understand the flow of transaction. So you need to identify and understand the nature and number of IT applications involved. The website is an IT application. Okay, your delivery system is an IT application. ERP is an IT. That means we see that in this flow of transaction, 4 different applications are being used that are relevant to the flow of transaction. A change in the flow of transaction may result. So because this flow can change either because change in the program or because of the change in the database. Now you know the flow of transaction. Okay, this is called order to collection or sales order, delivery, invoice, receipt. Now how this flow will change now? Yes, in the sales order you add one more level of approval. Like next time you say manager also should approve it. This will happen through a program change. So program change will bring the change in the flow. Now instead of moving like this, it will move like this. One more approver comes here. Or you change the amount up to which a manager can approve. Now this is going to change the data flow, transaction flow. Because previously the manager could approve up to 10 lakh. Now you bring it to 1 lakh. Automatically this will go to the next higher level now. So this transaction flow can be changed either by changing the programs or by changing the data in the database. You can program change and add one more level of approval, or simply change the amount up to which somebody can approve it. Hope clear? Any points not clear, you should ask me. Now, once you have understood what is the flow of transaction, how many types of applications have been used, now you see identify the IT applications and the infrastructure. IT application means the software. IT infrastructure means the hardware, which is related to significant class of transactions, account balance, and disclosures flow through and out of the entity's information system. Like order to collection. Customer could be placing an order. Now, credit check is going to happen, order is going to get approved, goods will be dispatched, invoice is generated, revenue recorded, payment received, receivable clear. This is called the O2C process. This I have expanded. Previously I told only 4 steps here. But the 4 steps, no, see, sales order. Will you sell any Tom, Dick, Harry? No. You would do the credit check? No. Because if this customer doesn't pay me, whom to ask? No. So this is all my steps in the transaction flow. Now customer place order, where? in the customer relationship module, management module, maybe a website. Credit limit is checked where? Maybe I will fetch this data from civil website, integrate here, or I will maintain the data in my SAP only. Goods are dispatched from the warehouse management system, another part of the ERP system. Billing can happen from the SD module. Revenue is recorded in the GL. Bank reconciliation is connected to core banking solution. You see, students, we talk about one process, but so many applications came into picture. Customer relationship management, a website, a warehouse management, a billing software, a core banking system. So your second step, first you should understand what all my steps. This is my first step. What is my transaction flow? Second, in this transaction flow, how many systems, applications are used, apps are used? What type of hardware is used, which you have already documented. See, this is what you have documented. So this is your second step. Third, you have to check how much is the manual and the automated control. Like when the customer places an order, is this credit check automated or manually done? We don't know. We may have to check. Like you apply for a bank loan, will you automatically get? Like for example, you see, credit like mobile phone loans. You apply, instantly you got credit to your account. Why? Automated checking. You go to the bank and take a loan. No, your credit will be manually checked by the manager. Then you say come tomorrow. So entity could have used the mix of automated and manual element depending upon the nature and the complexity of the entity's use of IT. But auditor has to check, okay, how much is manual? Like while driving the car, which are all the automated cars components? Which are all the manual components? Like gear, it's a manual. Fuel gauge, it can be automated. I don't know. I'm just telling you. This is how you need to verify. Next, identification of the technologies used. Have they used? Okay, instead of technology, you can say emerging technology. Have they used any emerging technology implemented by them? Whether there are risks arising from that. Like if you go to Air India Express, students, Air India, please check. Go to website. You see there is one small chatbot, like railway chatbot. All your refund, flight scheduling is done by this chatbot. So chatbot is an emerging technology. Once upon a time, you have to call to the customer care. Customer care person is to change your schedule. They used to process the refund. But today, a chatbot is doing your flight schedule and refund. They are using emerging technology. Now, potential complexities also will come. No, this is very complex now. What if they have refunded every money to every customer? Flight would have got disrupted. You see Indigo, what happened? So there is an increased likelihood that the engagement may decide to engage the specialist, because who is going to audit this chat bot? Because this is going to affect my financial accounting, money. So I may decide to bring the specialist. So check emerging technologies. Some of the emerging technologies are blockchain. I will explain you in detail what is blockchain, cryptocurrency, etc. Robotics, I told you. Maybe I will show you. When we are talking about robotics, I will show you how a robotics will look like. AI, chat GPT, Internet of Things is all connected. Like today, using your mobile phone, you can switch on the computer. So tomorrow, your AC. Tomorrow, there can be a fridge, which is internet connected. Okay. The moment you have, say, some level of like vegetables are not there, on automatic order, it will play in Amazon for the fresh vegetable, and automatically it will get filled. They will deliver it. So this is called Internet of Things. Biometrics. Okay, your biometrics, drones are being used. These are all some of the emerging technology. Assessing the complexity of IT. So by now you know complexity. See, I hope you are clear, students. Key areas. First, you need to understand the flow of transactions. Say if you are into car, what is your path? Flow of transaction means where is your path? How many turns? Is there a hill? Is there a slope? Second, what all the significant systems you have got now inside the car? Third, you need to see what is the manual element and automated component. Fourth, you need to see is there any emerging technologies they have used, like GPRS systems. Okay, it can tell you exactly where are you right now in the car. Similarly, these are all the different types of system, and look into the complexity of the IT environment. So not all the applications of IT have got the same level of complexity. Complexity differ across different applications. Since I was giving an analogy of a car, the Maruti car is simple car. But if you are riding 007 James Bond Aston Martin DB35, you don't know which button will launch one grenade, which button will come out and shoot someone. This is very complex now. See, Air India Express, very complex, sir. Their refund is happening through a chatbot. No humans are involved in doing refund and flight schedule. Imagine it will reschedule everybody's flight by on its own. That's why now you say, sir, this organization is very complex. This organization is simple. So complexity may be based on automations used in the organization, like Airtel recharge. You see, this side you did recharge, that time, that side you got. Entities reliance on the system generated loan approval based on the system reports. So the more you rely on the entities, entity is going to rely on the system reports, more complex it will be. So much customizations you have done for the IT system. Business model of the entity, like e-commerce company, fintech company, what is their business model? Their business model itself is technology. They are very complex. Significant changes done during the year, like they moved from Tally to SAP. They started to use emerging technologies like your blockchain, AI. So these are all the complexities. Yeah, these are all the factors which will define the complexities. Yes, so this is all about your understanding. Okay, we will make a quick note of what should be included in the understanding. Yes, if you have any doubts, students, you can ask me. So we are going to talk about the sub-concept A, because concept number 2 is identify and assess IT risk. In that, sub-concept number 1, understand IT environment. Understand the IT environment. When we are talking about the understanding of the IT environment, we can talk about steps. No, steps are for the risk assessment. Leave it. It was for risk assessment. Stages in understanding. Okay, we can say stages. Stages. What are the stages? We have got 3 stages. Understand, identify, assess. Second, we have got what it includes, or in bracket I will write component. What you need to understand, what it includes. Okay, so we have got applications, infrastructure. So 6 areas we have got: outsourcing, risks and controls, organization structure, policies and procedures. Then we have got key areas. Okay, what are those key areas? We have got understanding of the flow of transaction, systems, specific systems, manual bar IT controls, emerging technology, complexity. Okay, so this question has been already asked in the examination, so you can just focus on this particular area. Yes, sir. So with this, we are done with the sub-concept 1. Yeah, I think we'll continue tomorrow morning. Yeah, because it's heavy, I understand. Please go through, please read it again and ask me. And I hope whatever we discussed, we are very clear. Okay, I tried to give you so much examples here, because those questions, doubts came to me when I was reading, doing a plain reading. So I had to struggle to figure out what exactly they are trying to tell. I hope you are okay now. You understood it.